question, Mr. Speaker.
Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for Calgary Centre.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and let me pose a question to the Parliamentary Secretary. But first of all, let me thank the New Democratic Party, my colleagues in the New Democratic Party, for bringing forward this motion in a week when so many of us here in Ottawa have been gutted by what we see. And I really thank the member for Timmins, James Bay, for bringing forward all the information and his personal experiences, especially around mass graves. 215 bodies in mass graves in Canada. Who would have thought that? Well, it's a part of our history now, Mr. Speaker, and it is something we do need to address. But really, what we're talking about here is the legal cases that this government continues to kick down the road. My experience with legalists in government is they continue to delay justice. Now, when are we going to get to the point where we recognize that the settlement is a settlement at the end and justice delayed is justice denied? When will this Parliamentary Secretary's government allow these people to have that justice?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the honourable member talked about, as we all have, the shock of the discovery of these 215 wee souls at Kamloops. But I would remind the honourable member that it was the Conservative government who refused to provide $1.5 million to the Truth and Reconciliation to carry out this work. And when I speak to my colleagues who are Indigenous, they're not surprised by this discovery at all. This is something that they've known about for a very long time. So this government is committed to working with Indigenous communities and Indigenous peoples and ensuring that we are able to identify and memorialize the children in a process led by these communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.